Did you know that the cruise you're sailing on right now is hiding more secrets than most passengers will ever learn? Not rumors, real, documented systems, hidden rooms, and behind-the-scenes rules that operate just inches away from you, but out of sight by design. Because your cruise ship isn't just a floating resort. It's a self-contained city with restricted decks, coded alarms, engineering tricks, and insider-only protocols that the cruise lines will never advertise. In this video, we're opening that door. You're about to uncover 25 unbelievable cruise ship facts that only officers, engineers, and long-contract crew truly know. Facts that reveal where the secret jail is, how the ship actually makes its water, why the carpets are intentionally confusing, and why that glass of wine you ordered has a markup you won't believe. And trust me, fact number 19 changes everything. After hearing it, you'll never look at onboard medical emergencies the same way again. Most passengers will sail their entire lives without learning any of this. So let's get started. Number 1. The hidden silent deck you're never allowed to see. Just below the guest areas lies the restricted silent deck, the operational heart of the ship that passengers must never encounter. It's a maze of storage vaults, industrial laundries, refrigeration rooms, repair workshops, and crew passageways designed to keep the vessel running without disrupting the vacation experience. Here, crew move through narrow service halls, fix equipment, prepare thousands of meals, and handle logistics completely out of sight. The deck is sound insulated, locked behind coded doors, and intentionally invisible to preserve the illusion that everything on board happens effortlessly. But the truth is, your luxury vacation depends on non-stop activity happening just one level beneath your feet. Number 2. Cruise ships run on fuel so thick it must be heated. Most cruise ships don't run on standard diesel. They run on bunker fuel, a heavy petroleum sludge with the consistency of tar. It's so thick that it must be heated to more than 200 degrees Fahrenheit before it can even flow into the engines. Massive heaters and purifiers work constantly to make this fuel usable, powering your electricity, air conditioning, restaurants, elevators, and stabilizers. While newer ships are transitioning to cleaner LNG, the majority of vessels still rely on this industrial-grade fuel because of its efficiency over long distances. It's one of cruising's most hidden engineering realities. Beneath every calm sea day is a roaring furnace moving a floating city forward. Number 3. A secret hatch leads all the way to the keel. Deep inside the ship is a bolted steel hatch few crew ever see. The only maintenance access point to the keel, the ship's backbone. Hidden inside crew corridors and sealed behind coded doors, it allows senior engineers to inspect the structural spine of the vessel during rare situations like grounding incidents or unexplained vibrations. This hatch isn't part of any tour, and it's one of the most tightly restricted areas on board. It exists purely for safety and structural integrity checks, giving engineers the ability to reach the lowest accessible point inside the hull. It's a reminder that even modern cruise ships rely on old-school, hands-on engineering beneath the surface. Number 4. Your lifeboat assignment quietly tracks you. Every keycard scan on board, entering your cabin, buying a drink, or attending a show, updates your last known location in the ship's emergency system. This data is tied to your assigned muster station and lifeboat. In a real evacuation, the bridge can instantly see who is checked in, who is missing, and which cabins need a physical search. This automated accountability system is why muster attendance is mandatory and tracked in real time. You never see this technology, but it's one of the most critical safety tools at sea, ensuring no passenger is overlooked during an emergency and every lifeboat leaves with accurate manifests. Number 5. Ships are built with a subtle tilt. Large cruise ships are designed with a slight intentional list, usually just a degree or two, built into the architecture. This small pre-tilt compensates for real-world loading. Thousands of passengers, fuel weight, pools filled with water, and provisions stacked unevenly. Once the ship is fully loaded, it balances into perfect alignment, maximizing fuel efficiency and stability. You'll never feel this design choice thanks to stabilizers, but it's a crucial part of naval engineering. Without this correction, Ships could lean unpredictably depending on how weight shifts during the voyage. The subtle pre-tilt ensures steady sailing even in varied sea and load conditions. Number 6. Crew are forbidden from using guest elevators. Most passengers never notice it, but crew almost never step into guest elevators. The rule is strict, written into contracts, and enforced by keycard access. Crew must use designated service elevators hidden behind unmarked doors, even when carrying heavy linens, trays, tools, or luggage. This separation isn't about hierarchy, it's about flow. A cruise ship moves thousands of people at peak hours, and even a few crew members using guest lifts would create severe bottlenecks. By keeping guests and crew in separate vertical systems, the ship preserves the illusion of a smooth, effortless vacation. It's a small rule that protects the overall guest experience. Number 7. Crew bars have a strict 2-drink rule. Below the waterline, crew have their own bar, a place where beer costs less than $2 and officers sometimes stop by after hours. But this isn't a party zone. A strict 2 drinks, then off-duty rule is enforced with card swipes and random breathalyzer checks. If a crew member reports to work impaired, even slightly, they can be terminated immediately and disembarked at the next port. The stakes are high because every crew member is considered emergency personnel. Any intoxication threatens the ship's safety chain. So while the crew bar offers a rare escape from long contracts, it operates under the toughest rules on board. Number 8. Fraternizing with guests is grounds for termination. Cruise contracts include a zero-tolerance clause. Crew cannot romantically or socially fraternize with guests. That means no private hangouts, no exchanging personal details, and no after-hours contact. Even friendly behavior can be misinterpreted, putting the crew member at risk. One complaint, or even a rumor, can end their contract instantly. The rule protects passenger safety, prevents harassment claims, and keeps professional boundaries crystal clear. While interactions may seem warm and genuine, they are tightly controlled by onboard policy. The smiling bartender, steward, or server you meet may truly like you, but behind that smile lies a contract with serious consequences. Number 9. Only senior officers can bring family on board for free. Most crew spend 6 to 10 months at sea with no family contact beyond video calls. But a small elite group, the captain, staff captain, chief engineer, hotel director, hold a rare privilege: the ability to bring immediate family on board for short stays at virtually no cost. These visits serve as a powerful incentive for leadership roles, which demand intense responsibility and nonstop hours. Families stay in guest cabins, dine in restaurants, and live the crew's lifestyle while the officer works behind the scenes. For everyone else, no matter how loyal or hardworking, family visits are not allowed. It's one of the industry's biggest motivators and biggest inequalities. Number 10. Crew pay depends on passenger volume. Unlike most jobs, many crew salaries fluctuate with each sailing. Tipping pools, service charges, and performance bonuses are directly tied to ship occupancy. A ship sailing at 95% capacity means full earning potential for housekeeping, dining, and bar teams. But a lightly booked repositioning cruise? That can significantly reduce income. Crew also rely heavily on contracted gratuities. If passengers remove them, the financial impact is immediate. This dependency creates immense pressure on crew to maintain perfect service every day, regardless of exhaustion or long hours. For many, a single slow sailing can affect their entire month's earnings. It's one of cruising's hidden economic realities. Number 11. Specialty dining is often a loss leader. Most cruisers assume specialty restaurants are pure profit, but behind the scenes, many of these venues actually break even or lose money on food alone. What the cruise line really wants is behavior. Specialty dining drives guests toward high-margin purchases, premium cocktails, expensive wine pairings, upgrade desserts, and curated tasting menus that cost almost nothing to produce but yield massive revenue. It's also a psychological play. Once passengers pay for an elevated meal, they feel justified splurging more throughout the cruise. In the end, the restaurant serves as bait, transforming a fixed-fee meal into a cascade of profitable upsells that far exceed the dining charge itself. Number 12. Wine and alcohol are marked up 400 to 500%. A glass of wine that cost you $14 may have cost the cruise line just $2 or $3. Alcohol is the financial engine of every cruise ship, delivering margins that dwarf room, food, or ticket profits. And because alcohol rules vary by flag state, cruise lines can price drinks however they choose in international waters. This is why drink packages are aggressively pushed and why bartenders suggest premium options even when unnecessary. Most passengers never realize how much they're spending until the final folio arrives. But the truth remains, alcohol, especially wine, is one of the most heavily marked up items on the entire ship. Number 13. The cheapest time to book excursions is day 1. Most guests lock in excursions months ahead, assuming early equals cheap. Insiders know the opposite is often true. On day 1, excursion desks quietly run unadvertised promotions to fill remaining slots, bundled tours, discounted add-ons, or limited time price drops you'll never see online. Staff are under pressure to meet quota early in the sailing, and they are far more flexible during embarkation than later in the week. It's also the only moment when guests are least aware of onboard deals, giving savvy travelers a powerful advantage. Walk to the excursions desk after boarding, and you may save hundreds compared to pre-booking online. Number 14. Ships use a private offshore credit system. Every transaction on board flows through a private digital economy controlled entirely by the cruise line. Once you link your card, all purchases convert into an internal offshore credit system, not your bank's real-time currency. That means the ship sets its own exchange rate, often slightly worse than the global market. It also means cash withdrawals, currency conversions, and even refunds can be processed in the ship's favor. Passengers rarely notice because everything is bundled into a simple folio. But beneath that simplicity is a system designed to keep you spending inside their ecosystem and avoid using cheaper cash alternatives in port. Number 15. Duty-free shops aren't actually duty-free at first. Here's a fact most cruisers never learn. Duty-free shops are only legally tax-free after the ship is at least 12 nautical miles offshore. Until that point, the store must charge local port taxes, sometimes adding 5% to 15% to your purchase. Many guests rush to browse duty-free on embarkation day without realizing they're paying full port tax. Cruise lines rarely highlight this detail because early sales are crucial for hitting retail targets. If you want the true deal, wait until the captain announces the ship has reached international waters. Only then does duty-free truly mean what the sign says. Number 16. Every cruise ship has a hidden morgue. It's one of the most unsettling truths at sea, yet completely necessary. Every large cruise ship carries a small, secure morgue capable of storing multiple bodies. With thousands of passengers, many elderly, sailing for days or weeks, deaths are statistically inevitable. The morgue ensures dignity, safety, and proper preservation until the next port. Located deep in the ship's restricted medical deck, it's rarely acknowledged by crew and never shown to guests. This quiet facility operates under strict international protocols, ensuring families can be notified, paperwork completed, and remains handled respectfully. It's an invisible reminder that cruise ships are fully self-contained cities. Number 17. There is always an onboard jail. Most passengers never imagine trouble on board, but cruise ships operate under maritime law, and the captain must have a secure place to hold offenders. The brig, usually a small, reinforced room with surveillance, is used for serious offenses, violence, drugs, theft, or actions that threaten ship safety. Once confined, a passenger stays there until the ship reaches a port where local authorities take over. Crew members rarely mention the brig because it shatters the floating resort illusion, but it's a mandatory part of maritime safety. When the captain orders a detention, there is no debate or delay. His authority is absolute at sea. Number 18. Captain can perform weddings on cruise. Movies make it seem like any captain can marry anyone, anytime. In reality, the captain's authority depends entirely on the ship's flag state. Only a handful of registries, such as Bermuda, Malta, or the Bahamas, grant captains the legal right to officiate marriages at sea. Even then, the ceremony must take place in international waters, not while docked. On most cruise lines, weddings performed by the captain are ceremonial only, with the legal paperwork handled on land. It's a romantic tradition with strict legal limits, and most guests never realize their marriage at sea may be symbolic unless properly arranged. Number 19. The top reason for medical evacuations isn't illness. Most people assume emergency airlifts happen because of heart attacks or strokes. In reality, the leading cause is far more avoidable: alcohol-related emergencies paired with dehydration. The mix of strong onboard drinks, hot sun, and inadequate water intake overwhelms passengers quickly. When the medical center cannot stabilize them, especially during sea days, an urgent helicopter evacuation becomes necessary. These medevacs cost tens of thousands and are incredibly risky due to wind, distance, and ship movement. It's one of the cruise industry's most uncomfortable truths. Preventable overconsumption accounts for a startling number of emergency rescues at sea. Number 20. The ship's flag determines crime jurisdiction. When a crime occurs in international waters, the nearest country has no authority. The only laws that apply are those of the ship's flag state, often nations like Panama, Liberia, or the Bahamas. These flags of convenience are chosen by cruise lines because they offer looser regulations and quicker legal processes. This means that a crime involving US, Canadian, or European passengers may be investigated under entirely different legal standards. It's a complex system most guests never learn about, but it shapes how onboard police, security, and the captain handle every serious incident at sea. Number 21. Anchors are rarely used. Despite their massive size, cruise ship anchors are rarely dropped. Modern vessels rely on dynamic positioning, a computer-controlled system using powerful bow and stern thrusters to keep the ship perfectly still without touching the seabed. This protects marine ecosystems, speeds up port operations, and allows ships to maintain position even where anchoring is impossible. The anchor is now reserved mainly for emergencies or ports without adequate depth. Most passengers imagine that dropping anchor is a daily routine, but the reality is far more high-tech. The ship you're on stays in place because of computers, satellites, and enormous underwater engines doing microscopic adjustments every second. Number 22. Cruise ships make their own fresh water. Cruise ships don't carry giant tanks of drinking water. They manufacture fresh water every day. Using advanced desalination systems, including reverse osmosis and flash evaporation, the ship converts thousands of gallons of seawater into clean, potable water around the clock. This water supplies pools, showers, galleys, laundry, and every cup of coffee you drink. Producing water on board also reduces fuel weight and eliminates dependence on port supply quality. Most guests never realize they're bathing in and drinking water created just hours earlier. It's one of the most impressive self-sufficiency features of a modern cruise ship, an entire municipal water plant hidden below deck. Number 23. Confusing carpet patterns are designed on purpose. Ever wonder why cruise ship carpets look wild, busy, or downright chaotic? That's intentional. Designers use bold patterns to help passengers subconsciously identify where they are on a ship with hundreds of identical hallways. Certain decks use geometric shapes, others use directional patterns, and some feature color cues tied to port and starboard sides. After dark, or after a few drinks, these visual differences help orient lost guests and reduce congestion. The designs also cleverly hide stains, heavy foot traffic, and wear from rolling luggage. What looks like quirky decor is actually a psychological wayfinding tool engineered to prevent confusion in a floating maze. Number 24. Most ships have two captains, not one. Passengers hear one voice over the loudspeaker, but behind the scenes, two highly specialized leaders run the ship. The staff captain oversees navigation, safety, engineering, and all technical operations, the person truly responsible for the vessel's movement. Meanwhile, the hotel director, sometimes called the hotel captain, manages everything guests see and feel: dining, housekeeping, entertainment, guest services, and onboard revenue. Together, they manage what is essentially a floating city. The captain you meet at formal night may be the public figurehead, but the deep technical work comes from this dual leadership system, one steering the ship, the other steering the entire guest experience. Number 25. Every cabin has a hidden ventilation bypass. If your cabin feels too warm or too cold, the thermostat isn't the whole story. Behind the wall, every stateroom has a hidden ventilation bypass accessed only by crew. This allows engineering to make airflow adjustments deck-wide, optimizing temperature control without entering your cabin. During cold nights, full sail days, or high humidity, the ship may divert extra cooling or heating to specific zones. Guests often assume their thermostat is broken, not realizing the ship may be rebalancing air distribution to maintain stability, efficiency, and comfort for thousands. It's a subtle system that keeps every cabin livable while the ship battles shifting ocean conditions. And there you have it, 25 unbelievable cruise ship facts that reveal just how complex, secretive, and fascinating these floating cities really are. You now know what lies below deck, who controls your safety, how the ship makes its water, and why your wine costs more than your cabin. If you learned something new, hit that like button. If you love cruising and want more insider knowledge, subscribe for the next deep sea breakdown. Until next time, sail smart, stay safe, and happy cruising.